Worldwide, there are 184 million Nitro cars sold every year. And that's a complete lie because I made that up. But I wanted to make a video all about the statistics. The statistics. That's the one, not statistics. The statistics of how many Nitro cars are actually being sold every year. And it's very difficult to get that kind of information. I sent emails and I phoned up a couple of shops, but I sent emails to most of the bigger model shops in the UK, or England specifically. I did send some emails to some in Ireland and that, but I didn't get a reply from any of them. There was one shop that replied to my question, and they said that that information is commercially sensitive, so they can't share it with me. All I want is something along the lines of, we've sold 30% more Nitro cars in 2025 than we did in 2024. Something like that. Just so I can see and so I can make this video about whether Nitro sales are going up, as they seem to be, or whether they're going down. That's all I was after, but no one appears to be interested in sharing that kind of information. So I did a bit more research myself, and I've come up with some info. I use places, there's companies and websites that do market research for you. So if you're looking to start a business, you do some market research to see whether what you want to do is even viable, and you're even going to be able to make a business. So you use the market research. I read forum posts on Reddit, other websites that I found on Google, and market research websites, and it appears that worldwide, this is just what they found. Whether these facts are true, I don't know, but it's all I've got to go by. That's why I was hoping to have real actual shops tell me, you know, they're selling the same amount of Nitro cars, or they're selling 2% less, 20% less, 30-40% more Nitro cars compared to previous years. But anyway, we'll go with what I found, and it seems that 17 million Nitro cars are sold worldwide every year, and that makes up 22% of the whole RC car market. That's worldwide, apparently, in every country that they are sold in. So 22% of RC car sales are Nitro cars, which I found quite interesting. 68% are electric. We knew that electric is going to be more than Nitro anyway, because people are just going to go and buy what they're told to buy, because shops send subliminal messages depending on what they want to sell. They'll do what the customer seems to want to buy, but obviously if people are coming in looking for electric cars, the shops are then, so it's a circle basically. In the UK, 1 million RC cars are sold every year. So alright, so the 17 million was worldwide. In the UK, 1 million RC cars. So that, as far as I can understand, everything that I found literally said RC cars. I couldn't find any website that broke down what an RC car is. So obviously RC stands for radio controlled. So the way I understand it, RC car literally means any car, model car, which is radio controlled. So that's what we're going to have to go by. They didn't break down RC diggers, tanks, monster trucks, road cars, you know, they didn't break down. I couldn't find any website that broke all that down. If you have, put a link in the comments so that we can all read it. But in the UK, 1 million RC cars every year, and it didn't say what year either. So they're sold, right? And according to the research that I found that other people have done, 250,000 of that 1 million, so a quarter of all the RC cars sold in the UK are Nitro. So 3/4 are electric and petrol, because there's only 3 types of radio controlled car, isn't there? There's Nitro, there's petrol, and there's electric. There's no diesel Nitro RC cars, and there's no other. Well, I don't know whether steam. There are some radio controlled steam cars. Whether they come into the equation, I don't know. But you would think they would do, but they do them. You can get them. Yeah, steam powered. You do your steam thing, put the water in, put your fire in, a little firebox, and then you've got, there's like a little tray which is away from the heat with a battery in it and a receiver, and you've got a little servo, does the steering, and the only ones I know of haven't got throttle and brake servo. You do that yourself manually and it just pops along, and then all you do is steer it. But it wouldn't be hard to make a little servo that does the little throttle forward and back. You know, it wouldn't need brakes on a steam engine. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So 250,000 of them are Nitro apparently. 50 million RC cars are sold per year worldwide. Bloody flies everywhere. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so 50 million RC cars are worldwide. So 17 million Nitro cars worldwide. But as a total, RC, radio controlled cars in the world, 50 million are sold. All of that took me about 4 hours to find all that information, and it's more or less completely useless, because for one, how do I know that it's even true? Because it's just these websites that I found on the internet, and also no one knows how old them bloody figures are. None of these websites that I found, the Reddit posts, there was a Facebook post I couldn't read because I haven't got Facebook, and I won't make a Facebook account just to read an article on bloody things. So yeah, I don't know. But listen, if you are a shop, even if you're a small shop, yeah, if you would be happy sharing, I don't want to know blooming how many of each or anything like that. No one wants to know that. It's just nice to know, because to me it seems that Nitro is going up again. I mean, I'm getting every day, right, the email inbox is chock-a-block with people. That was a Mrs. 10 to 3 in the afternoon, and she just got out of bed. Anyway, forget what I was saying now, but anyway, yeah, that was it. My emails, chock-a-block for the people, you know, telling me they've just gone out and bought Nitro cars, second-hand or new. You know, obviously the figures that come from shops will only be for new. You know, loads of people buying second-hand ones, so that's good as well. I've just got this new 4.6. I had the 5.9, that was a friend of mine's, and I've binned that off now. I've given that back to him because I was sick of having everything lying around, so I've given that back to him. That's all ran in, ready to rock and roll. So, but I've got this 4.6 here, and I've not run it yet. Still got the tags on it, still got the thing on the engine. Look. Not run it yet, brand new. I will always encourage anybody to buy a second-hand car rather than a brand new one, because obviously the second-hand ones are already made. But the trouble with that being, if you're buying second, you know, in order for companies such as HPI, Kyosho, LOC, you need to be buying from them. That's the only trouble. If nobody buys them, and Bayo as well, if nobody buys the Nitro cars that they're currently producing, they're not going to be incentivised to keep making them, and that's when they'll start to die out. So although I highly recommend, and I do push people to buy second-hand things rather than buying new, one, because it's better for your pocket, two, it's just better for the environment because the thing's already been made, it's not having more plastic made to make it again, and three, well, I already said it's cheaper, it's better for your pocket. But obviously, you know, we do need to keep buying new ones in order for the shops to keep wanting to buy the stock, to stock their shops to sell them, and the manufacturers to keep going, bloody hell, people are buying them, let's keep making them, and let's keep producing new ones. Yeah, it's a tricky situation, but there you go. So I would like to make a proper video with proper information. I'm not looking for proper sales figures on, you know, we sold 50,000 Nitro cars, 100,000 electric cars in the months August to blooming April, whatever year. I don't know that. All I'm after is a percentage, you know, is from the years 2023 and 2024, we sold 2% more Nitro cars than usual. Something like that, you know. At the start of 2026, from January to July, which we're in now, we've sold 4% less Nitro than we did the year before. I just want something like that so that I can have a look. So if any of you lot own small model shops and you wouldn't mind have you sold, even if you just say we've sold more Nitro cars this year than we did last year, that's enough. You know, that's it, that's the good information. Or if it's less, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of companies and businesses very closely guard that kind of thing. I don't know why. Well, obviously competition, but competition is it's healthy, you know. It's if there was one shop dominating everything, there would be no competition, and they'd be able to set the prices. We wouldn't, you know, we'd be screwed basically. So it's good that there's loads of different shops all competing for their little slice of the market. But obviously, if they release I don't know. You'd think if one shop said, "Oh yeah, we're selling a lot more Nitro cars," the other shops are going to go, "Bloody hell! Look, that shop's selling more. All right, we'll sell more as well." And then they're going to do more marketing to make sure they sell more Nitro cars, and then we'll all go up and up and up. People are going to be going mad for Nitro again. Anyway, the information I did find was quite useful. So those of you now know, according to Business Insider and Market Research UK or whatever it was that website was, and Reddit posts and other things, 17 million Nitro cars worldwide are sold, which is 22% of the entire market. 1 million of them in the UK. 250,000 apparently are Nitro. I'm going to get this ready. Luckily, because this is Nitro, there's nearly nothing I need to actually do in order to get it ready to run, because hopefully tomorrow I'm going to go and run it in. I say hopefully because, wow, when you're living my life, you can't really make plans, because you do something, you think yourself, I'll do that, and then all of a sudden somebody will phone up, someone else, and you have to go and do other stuff. But I'd like to go and run this in tomorrow morning with any luck, and run it in, have a go of it, you know, and then I can go about making the side-by-side comparisons. There's a little bit of theories going on, which I don't know if they're in my experience it's not, but there's some people going on about saying that the 25 is actually a 3.5 and all this other rubbish. You know, 21, 25, 3.5, you know. Anyway, I've got hold of that 3.5. I haven't got a 25 anymore. I've binned that off. got my original 21 and an SS. The 5.9's gone. So we can do a side by side with the 4.6, the new GT6 4.6. But the good thing is, as I've said many times, it's the same. And some people think, well, it's the same. Why are we buying another one that's the same as the old ones? Because they're the best, that's why. I'll catch you lot on the next one. Have a think about what I said about the figures of Nitro cars that are sold and all that kind of thing. It does seem to me that people are buying and they're going over to Nitro. There's been, I don't know how many, but there's maybe 100 over the last couple of years, 100 emails maybe over the last couple of years of people telling me that they was electric and they didn't like electric because there was no soul, no character, and you got to deal with that stupid battery every time. So they've gone back over to Nitro. No LiPo to worry about, no fire hazards to worry about, more soul, more character, and more fun. It seems to me people are buying more. I'll catch you on the next one. Love life, because that's what we're here for.